At Prevent Child Abuse America, we believe child abuse and neglect is preventable. That's why we've developed a bold new vision for families. Our national theory of change for primary prevention in the U.S. is a strategy to get families the support they need when they need it, right in their own communities, without stigma and before a crisis occurs. Together with our partners and families and a shared sense of urgency, we're building a new primary prevention ecosystem from the ground up, guided by our North Star.
The North Star has really helped us envision what is it that all of us together want to achieve? What is it that we want for children and families? And I believe we want all children and families to live a happy and purposeful life with hope for the future. So what's most exciting about the theory of change is that it's not just for Prevent Child Abuse America. It's really for everyone, developed in partnership from early on in this idea of what is a North Star? What can we see? What do we want? What do we hope? What do we vision for our own children and families and for everyone's children and families?
The uniqueness of our theory of change, this idea of building a primary prevention ecosystem in this country, one that does not exist, is one of the most unique aspects, I believe, of our theory of change. What we believe and think at Prevent Child Abuse America is that it's absolutely critical and imperative that we include voices of all people with lived experience, and in particular, those families who, for some reason, whether it was through informal or formal supports, kept their kids safe, kept their families thriving, kept themselves out of the child welfare system. Those voices are absolutely critical to our prevention efforts.
As a former foster youth, I have firsthand experience with the importance of getting the right resources at the right time. My siblings and I went into the child welfare system all because my mother was not able to get access to the resources she needed to overcome poverty. And as a result, we faced family instability. We were hopeful about everything. We were a young family. My mother had young children. All the possibilities were there. And so that's really how families start. It's not until they run into social challenges, really, the challenges of community, that they begin to change their mindset about their approach to life, because the challenges start to press down on them. We're on a mission to strengthen families and to strengthen communities. And that's what this theory of change does.
We've had these amazing leaders really take hold of the theory of change and change the way they're doing their business. And if we're really gonna, again, truly make meaningful systemic change, like truly change the trajectories of millions of kids and families for generations to come, move the needle on the negative outcomes that we all know exist in this society, in our world, we need leaders like that.
This theory of change is hopeful. It is hope. It is that we can, and that we must, and that we should, and that we're all in this together.
I think if you're deep in this sector and deep in this business, you certainly understand how primary prevention positively and proactively affects families. And I think the challenge, which the theory of change helps to solve, is helping people understand, what does that mean when you say primary prevention? What is it that you're saying? How are we a part of it?
What we've done with PCA America's Theory of Change is we've circulated it to our philanthropic partners so they can, one, read and understand what ecosystem of primary prevention is, and then follow it up with conversations about what resources are necessary so we can realize the aspirations for families in the very center of that theory of change.
I think one of the things that I've enjoyed about the theory of change is that I can actually tease apart and say, how is this going to impact our Black and Brown communities? How will this theory of change help shift narratives in under-resourced communities in our rural part of our state? How can we look at the theory of change to really elevate the impact and the outcomes of our immigrant communities or our undocumented communities? How can we look at those pieces and address them through a framework that we're testing for scalability?
We are working with Prevent Child Abuse America, and we're testing out an ecosystem pilot. This ecosystem is designed to look at the data, whether it's demographic, employment, lack of food, people who are unhoused, whatever the case. We're looking at that data, and this is going to enable us by developing a succinct group of questions to dig deeper and better to help us better understand the problems that are happening in that community, as well as their suggestions for how we can help fix it. What we hope to accomplish with this is a more streamlined process.
Just like to thank PCA America for putting this work together, for creating this adaptive theory of change for us, because we've been talking for a long time about the need to set goals together and to move in the same direction. And I love how they're integrating the theory of change into everything they're doing.
What you see in our theory of change, not just in the words, but in the vision and in the spirit and in the work of love that's going to be needed to achieve that North Star, it takes all of us.
Visit our website to learn how you can partner with us to put the theory of change into action. Together, we can create a brighter, more hopeful future for all families.